Hi, my name is Jared Burris, and this is week 14 of Old Testament 520. It feels like it's been a long time since I've done a video, probably because it has. My wife and I lost a baby this past last month, and so I took some time off for that. But this week we're looking at the books of Ruth, Esther, and Jonah, and why they should be included in the biblical canon. It was difficult to look at these books in the whole of Scripture and say, okay, well, they should be here for this reason. At least it was for me when I first read them. But reading them back through again in this more succinct order of Ruth, Esther, and Jonah, it was a lot easier for me to see this common thread of redemption woven throughout the book. The books, plural, because there's more than one thing. But in the book of Ruth, I noticed this Christ-like figure in the person of Ruth. She, because the book, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but the book seems to be more about the redemption of Naomi than it is about Ruth. The book is named for Ruth, but it's really not. It really doesn't seem to be about Ruth. It seems more to me to be about Naomi. Ruth leaves her homeland and she goes off to this foreign land just to help Naomi, just because she loves her. Now, who does that remind you of? I mean, this is a Christ story right here. Ruth pours out everything she has for Naomi. She gives it all up, just like Christ does for us. Ruth does that for Naomi. The book of Esther, I noticed is about persecution and courage in that. I see that. At least that's what I see in it. But I also at the same time see this redemptive thread, this thread of redemption woven throughout, because Esther saves her people. It's her specific actions. It's her prayers. It's her actions. It's what she does that allows Haman's plot to be shown and save the Israelite people. The book of Jonah, though, that really confuses me. I'll be honest. It does. I mean, it's hard. It was hard for me, at least, to find anything in this book that felt like it wasn't just somebody telling a story. So part of me wants to say that maybe it shouldn't be in Scripture, but it has to be, because it's there. This is a story of disobedience and of anger. And in this story, I still see redemption woven in there, because God redeems Jonah back to his service, as well as the people of Nineveh. But so stubbornness is definitely something that I see here. And if nothing else, maybe that's why it's there. I don't know. But I also find it interesting that there are these characteristics of Christ that we find here. In all three of these books, we find an overcomer. We find a redeemer. We find if we're sticking with the theme here, we find a lover, if you will, someone who loves us enough that they're willing to do whatever it takes. That's Christ. These three things, in my eyes, are who Christ is as a whole. I mean, if you had to those whole, like, define yourself in 3 words, this would be what I would describe Christ as. And so if that's what we're looking at here, those reasons are reason enough for me that we should have these books in the biblical canon. Is for those reasons alone. They are parables of who Christ is, of who we'll see, a foreshadowing, if you will, of the Redeemer to come. Yeah, a foreshadowing of the Redeemer to come. That's what I see in these books, and I hope that you can see it too.